Ravens move to 10-3. Rams fall to 6-7. It was a walk-off in overtime, Sam. Tylan Wallace with a walk-off punt return. He's the backup punt returner because Devin Duvernay got hurt during the game. Wallace comes in. Both teams in overtime go 3 and out. Looked like we were less than 2 minutes into overtime, and neither team had a first down. And the Rams punt, and Tylan Wallace has one of the best punt returns I've seen in recent years. 76 yards. Looked like he was going to go down a few different times, but that was it. Walk off for the Ravens. I wrote down a note here. I was trying to count the lead changes.
It's crazy
in this game. I don't know if it goes from a tie to a lead. Does that count as a lead change? Depending on if those count.
No, probably not, right?
It's like 11 or 12 lead changes in this game. It was back and forth. Incredible battle by the Rams, but yeah, the Ravens just too good in the end here.
Yeah, like the back end of this game. It was a pretty good game all the way along. Fun to watch, but the back end of this game got absolutely crazy. I mean, just constant lead changes, both teams looking like they were going to win at various points. Completely wild, and then it ends on that walk-off punt return touchdown from Tylan Wallace, who, I mean, I said to you when it happened, I don't understand why he's not a bigger part of this team everywhere. Like, he's good, and for some reason, not only is he buried on the depth chart at receiver, but he can't even make the team sort of as a return guy because they've got Duvernay instead. He's like the backup everything, but every time he gets an opportunity, he actually looks like he can do damage and make plays for a team that hasn't always had a particularly useful wide receiver depth chart. And the guy still can't get many opportunities. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, I don't think, did he not run fast at the combine or something? And then, but he looked fast on the field and he made a lot of plays on the ball. But I mean, this was a crazy impressive punt return. As far as the ebb and flow of the game, I mean, the Rams were touchdown underdogs and they just kept hanging in there, man. I mean, Lamar Jackson, talk about coverage bust. Isaiah Likely had 0 people covering him on a 54-yard touchdown to kick off the scoring. Rams came back. Cooper Kupp had a great game, looked crisp, looked sharp and quick. And I'll tell you what, when the Rams have Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua on the field and healthy, that is a difficult passing attack to stop. We saw that in this game.
Nacua with a crazy diving catch with like 5 minutes left, and weather game, right? So he's out there, no gloves, but finger tape, like old school
Collinsworth style. Did Chris just
was he a finger tape guy?
He never wore gloves, but I don't know if he went finger tape or not.
The only Dallas Clark, I think, used to do finger tape sometimes.
Yes, Dallas Clark
reminded me a lot of Dallas. Like that's the name that jumped to mind when I saw like diving, perfect hands catch with just the finger tape. That's
okay. Dallas Clark's definitely the right one.
Yeah.
We had a 46-yard touchdown to OBJ in there, where again he got behind the defense.
Dude, this was another game where there's a lot of just total coverage busts in this game. Like
yes.
The Ravens kept running double moves, and the Rams were just biting all over the first move and wide open on the double. So OBJ gets wide open on this slant and go. Later on, they did like an in and go, like a dig and then up. But every time they ran a double move, the Rams just bit all over it and were wide open on the second one.
So a couple other highlights here. It's 20-20, around the middle of the third quarter. Everybody tags me when Tyler Linderbaum does something good, usually. But this time I got tagged Tyler Linderbaum, playmaking center, because he snapped the ball when Lamar Jackson wasn't looking.
Yeah.
So that ended up as a safety. So that was one of the lead changes. The Rams go up 22-20. So that's a lead change, right? It was 20-20. The lead didn't change, but there became a new leader. The Rams go up 22-20.
When you said the lead didn't change, I think that's the problem.
Okay, so there's only 11 lead changes or whatever I counted. So the Rams go up 22-20. Ravens come back with a field goal. They're up 23-22. And then inside of 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, we have the Rams going 85 yards with Matthew Stafford to Demarcus Robinson for a 5-yard touchdown. Then the Ravens came back with what could have been the game winner. Lamar Jackson on 3rd and 17 hit Zay Flowers for a 21-yard touchdown. Great throw and catch by both players there. Credit. Give Flowers his flowers, man. That's the only time I'll use it. Give Zay his flowers. Also got the 2-point conversion. So the Ravens are up 3, 31-28.
An octopus, they call that. And by they, I mean just the announcers.
What'd they call it?
An octopus. When you get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, 8 points. So you get the octopus.
Never heard that.
You've never heard it? So the only people I've ever heard say that are announcers, but all of them do it. Every single announcer seems to know the term octopus because when a player does it, they all say. And like they're the only people I've ever heard say that.
Is that like they're the only people who use the word ensuing in the in the English language, the ensuing kickoff?
Yeah.
That's never used in real life.
Right.
So the Ravens, after the octopus by Zay Flowers, they're up 31-28. The Rams come back and kick a field goal with 11 seconds left to tie it at 31 to go to overtime. Couple interesting plays here, though, because the Rams had one timeout with 17 seconds left, and they used it to avoid a delay of game. And I'm not saying that would have been the difference in the game, but it is just Sean McVay is a great coach. It is just unbelievable how many times a play call they end up having to take timeouts because the play call's not getting in for whatever reason. And I think that hurts the Rams' opportunity to at least take a couple shots at the end zone. That's all. Where's my note on it? I have a lot of notes here. But yeah, 17 seconds left, I believe it was. And they end up going, kick the field goal to go to overtime. It's 31-31. And like I said, both teams, I think it was 3 and out pretty quick in overtime before Tylan Wallace has that game winner.
Yeah. Big performance for the Rams by Davis Allen, forced into the bench, the rookie 5th-round tight end.
Caught a screen for a touchdown. Yeah, they needed him on a few plays here.
Yeah, 4 catches for 50 yards. 2 first downs, the touchdown. He was part of that whole offense that was moving the ball. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and rookie Davis Allen, which means the entire depth chart of contributors for the Rams is with basically 5th-round picks.
Yeah. I mean, Kyron Williams still had his 114 yards on 25 carries. Like the Rams, all season we've said they're a tough team to peg because they're so young everywhere else. But this was the first game where I thought Cooper Kupp really looked like himself. Just had that feel, the quickness after the catch. And then, there haven't been too many games where not only was Kupp healthy, but him and Puka Nacua playing well at the same time. It's also DeMarcus Robinson is now wide receiver 3 over there, which is kind of funny. He had a couple big plays on those comeback drives, and Stafford, spreading the ball around. I mean, the Rams, it's an intriguing group of playmakers. I just think the rest of the roster is so young that they get overwhelmed in games like this where it's tough to hang with the Ravens.
Aaron Donald was on a mission to try and sack Lamar Jackson. He hasn't got him yet in his NFL career. I forget what the number was. They gave the number of quarterbacks that Aaron Donald has sacked in his NFL career, and it's like 52 or something.
Wow.
Like it's over 50, and that's half of his sacks. Like he only gets them one. He gets one guy and then moves on to the next one, right? And just gets a ton of pressure and only sacks the guy once and then moves on to the next quarterback. But he's never got Lamar. And this game was like an entire game of Donald just whooping the lineman and then like scrambling around after Lamar Jackson trying to get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Never got it done, but like had a ton of pressure and a bunch more plays where he beat his guy with the ball's gone and didn't get a chance to be pressure. Was on a mission to try and get Lamar as a sack.
Lamar Jackson did it. He did a great job avoiding sacks. He had four first downs on the ground. Only ended up getting sacked twice. He did do a good job maneuvering the pocket a bunch. I also thought this game did a nice job highlighting, for the first time in Lamar Jackson's career, having this plethora of playmakers, even with Mark Andrews out, having an OBJ for a big play, Isaiah Likely, I know was a coverage bust, but he's been pretty solid since Mark Andrews got hurt, having Zay Flowers, Nelson Aguilar and Rashad Bateman got in the mix and everything. I mean, it's the best group of playmakers that they've had, other than like maybe a small stretch, maybe 2 years ago when they had Marquise Brown still on the team and Bateman. They had guys healthy, but it's the best group of playmakers they've had. And I think you credit the Ravens because they're able to play in these shootouts, man. If they didn't lean on the ground game as much as they normally do. They won through the air. And of course with a walk-off punt return as well. Mm-hmm. But one other thing to keep note on, breakout superstar Kyle Hamilton left with an injury. I think he's getting tests done today to see the extent of it.